Make the ground shake.
Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Boss Wave and welcome back to another Borderlands pre-sequel video. And today I have a pretty special video for you guys. Today I'm going to be showing you all my level 70 sheer cold Aurelia the Baroness build. But before we get to that, I just want to take the time and say thank you all so much for helping me reach 1,300 subscribers on YouTube. You guys are seriously awesome and I appreciate all of you, whether you have been subscribed to me since I started the channel, or even if you are new to me right now and you're watching this and you're like, hey, this guy seems pretty cool, you know, why not subscribe? Please do subscribe, but anyway, let's get on with the actual video. I'd like to say thank you though for all of you guys that do support me and everything that I do. But yeah, let's get on with the actual video. So this build is mainly a freeze-based build, and based around doing the most cryo damage as possible with Aurelia. It does contain some sniping aspects as well, so you can get away with using a sniper with this build. But like I said earlier, or I didn't really say that earlier, but I meant to say it earlier, was those aspects are really just to increase your critical hit damage, because that's mainly what we're going to be doing, is using our lasers and other weapons here that are freeze damage to do as much critical hit damage as possible. So really it's going to be an awesome build here, and I hope you guys really do enjoy it. I know I did. I spent a lot of time tweaking this build, making it the way I want it to be like, and yeah, so I also just realized 5 minutes ago before recording this that this is a safe here. I didn't realize that was even here. But yeah guys, so let's get on with the actual build here. Typically what I like to go over first is the weapons, then I go over the skill points, and then after that I go over the gameplay then. So if you guys want to see like a specific point of this video, there's going to be timestamps in the description below, so if you guys want to click on those, it'll take you to the exact point in the video where I start going over those aspects. And then also, if you guys want to download this build, there's going to be a link, or a MediaFire link, in the description down below. It's completely safe, guys. It's 100% virus free. You guys can click on that, and then you can download this build in PC format. Now, if you want to transfer it to 360, PS3, PS4, or Xbox One, you most certainly do that. I don't have a tutorial on that, but I know there are other ones on YouTube. You just got to look it up. But yeah, guys, let's get on with the actual build here. And like I said before, we're going to go over the weapons first. So here I have the Absolute Zero. I'm sure a lot of you guys already know why I have this in here. This is a extremely good freeze laser. I mean, I know all lasers in the pre-sequel are really good, but this one is debatably the best one in my opinion. A lot of people think the Rosie is better, but I personally think this one's the better one of the two. But this does a hell of a lot of freeze damage, and really it works so well with this build in my opinion. Now, for substitutes, you can use a freeze Rosie or any other freeze laser that you might think will work well with this build. But like I said, this build works really well with it, and I enjoy using this laser when I'm playing with this build. Now down here we have the Rustler's Flare. The Rustler's Flare is really just in here because it's a non-elemental weapon that's really good to use. It fires as fast as you pull the trigger, so I recommend if you're going to be using this gun, you get a Rustler's Prefix, because you do get those extra pellets, and believe me guys, they really do help. So yeah, get a Rustler's Prefix if you're going to get a Flare in your build. But really, you can just use, for this build, you can really use any non-elemental weapon, just as long as it's a non-elemental weapon that you know, you can use. Because there's going to be times where you guys encounter, I don't know what's happening, my computer just froze here for a second. Okay, we're back. Okay, my computer froze there for a second, so I don't know if it cut out or not. But anyway, you can pretty much use any non-elemental weapon just because there's going to be times where you encounter enemies that are going to be cryo resistant, and since all of our other weapons are going to be cryo, it's going to be very helpful and beneficial to you if you have this in here as well. So yeah, get one of these if you can. If not, just use any other non-elemental weapon, because it'll work just fine. But here we have the Frigida, and that's pretty much I have it in here is just in case if I run out of ammo in these two weapons, because these are the weapons I like to use the most. But this is a really good freeze SMG for this build. This actually comes from the vanilla game, so if you guys want to implement this in your build, you most certainly can. I just have it in here because probably one of my favorites to use. But like I said, I don't really like to use it until I run out of ammo in these two weapons, so it's kind of a backup weapon for me. And then down here I have the long nail. I don't really use it that much, but pretty much what I like to do here is I have my favorite two weapons up here, then I have a backup down here, and then here I like to have like a heavy or special weapon like a sniper rifle. So I have that here, And then up here I have the Kanita's laser. You guys can use this really well. It works really well with this build because it's the only rocket launcher that can actually hit crits. So that's really awesome here. And like I said, you know, we have a lot of stuff in this build that increases your critical hit damage. It doesn't have a very large blast radius, but still works out really well with this build. Plus it is a teeter weapon, so throwing it, or when you reload it, it throws like a grenade, so it's pretty cool as well. And another weapon you can probably get away with using is the Omni Cannon. The Omni Cannon is pretty much an explosive sniper rifle, or the only explosive sniper rifle in the game. It doesn't say it on there, but when it hits its target, as long as you're hitting those crits, it's going to be doing a hell of a lot of damage on normal enemies. I don't recommend it for if you're using it against like bosses and stuff, because this build, as good as it is, it works really well on UVHM. It works really well, you know, just mobbing and stuff like that. But it's not that great for just killing, you know, random bosses and stuff like that, like the Sentinel and stuff. You could probably use this build for killing the Sentinel, but it's not gonna, you know, get you the most damage output all at one time. It's like I said, it's really good with mobbing. So yeah, I like to use the long nail because shots penetrate enemy shields, so that's really helpful. There's also substitutes you can use for this. You can use the Excalibur, but I typically don't like to go with the Excalibur just because of the low fire rate on it. Also, it'll eat from the same ammo pool as my Absolute Zero, so I kind of like to stay away from that. I don't think it's very good on UVHM either, so I just don't really use it. Down here are some extra weapons for you guys as well. If you guys want to put in a Vibra Pulse to help, you know, replenish your health faster, or, you know, the machine. I know this isn't acquirable in game, but if you have Gibbed, you can use this as well. Yeah. So down here we have our shield, which is the Avalanche, and I love this shield to death. I'm sure you guys all knew why. If you've watched my Claptastic Voyage, my Claptrap build video, I have this shield in here, and basically it is like 4 shields in one, as I explain here in a second. It is a roid shield, obviously, so whenever your shield is depleted, you gain extra melee damage. But also on the shield, it has a Nova on it, so it's basically a Nova shield, a Spike shield, and a roid shield altogether. Plus it grants you immunity cryo damage, which is also a really good perk to have because you're going to be doing a lot of cryo damage. And yeah, so it's a really good shield to have, very good for keeping enemies away from you and at bay. So I highly recommend, you know, if you pick up this shield, definitely put it on with this build. And then here for our grenade mod, we have the Longbow Stormfront. Really, you can use any grenade mod you want with this build, just as long as it's a shock one, because typically what I like to do is I like to throw my grenades at enemies, like here, and then it'll do damage to pretty much every enemy in this room. As you can see there, it's damaging all 3 of them. And then after that, I just kind of like shoot them, because by that time, their shields are well gone by that point. So I just kind of, you know, take them out at that point then. So, yeah, that's pretty much how I like to play. And I don't know why my controller just fucking died. Hold on, guys. Okay, we're good. I don't know why my controller died there. We're having a whole bunch of issues today. First my computer froze, now my controller's dying. This video is just not meant to be. But anyway, get down here. We have the Eddie Oz kit. This is really good for survivability because it drops shield boosters and life support systems to you. So if your shield's ever low, it also has a chance to randomly replenish your shields. So that's really awesome as well. Like I said, it's just really good for survivability. Plus, it grants you increased laser damage by 35%. So if you're using the Zero like I am, then you're going to be enjoying some of that. And then also here for my class item, I have the Conserve Elpis class mod. Now, I like to use this because I believe it is the best fit for this build in general. Now, people would debate that the Celestial Baroness class mod is better, but I can tell you guys right now that it is not, because I'm just going to put it on here for a second and show you guys what the skill tree looks like. So, as you can see here, it's only proccing like the first couple in each skill tree, and really, I just think that that is not that great. You can say that, you know, it does, that the fact that it deals cryo spike damage to melee attackers while Cold as Ice is active is a good feature to have, but we're already getting that practically with the Avalanche here, so we don't really need that. It also increases your critical damage and freeze chance, which is pretty nice, and it also gives you some ammo regen. You can use this as an alternative, like I am saying to you guys right now, but you know, I really don't think it's the best one out of all of them. In my opinion, the Conserve Elpis is much better because it increases your freeze chance, your cryo damage, and your shield capacity, so it's going to help you again with your survivability, because we're definitely going to need some of that with this build. Same thing can be said with the Iridium Vanquisher class mod. I really don't think that's a good class mod to use with this build, so either the Celestial Baroness if you have it, or the Chronicles of Elpis class mod. Now the Chronicles of Elpis class mod is actually really not that hard to get at all. If you're playing as Aurelia, just go to the Holodome and just beat the 3rd round, and then it'll give you this as a reward. So it's really not hard to get at all. So most of you guys should have it by now if you don't already have it. And then here, like I said earlier, we have some extra weapons in here, the Omni Cannon, the Rosie, and everything like that. And then here we're going to go over to our skill tree. Now first I'm going to start us over here at Contractual Reciprocity. Now this is her co-op skill tree, so if you're like me and play solo, you're not going to really be using a lot of these skills. But basically, I just really put skills in here just so I can get down to a quality not quantity. And what this does here is increases your gun damage and fire rate when using guns of blue rarity or higher, and also decreases gun damage and fire rate while using green rarity or lesser. So as you can see here, we're only using legendaries pretty much. We're not going to be using any green weapons at all with this build because, let's face it, green weapons on UVHM are fucking useless. And then also we get down, I put a skill point in you first because I just want to get down to next to cleanliness. Next to cleanliness, what this does is it increases your gun damage and reload speed with all guns that are not incendiary, corrosive, or explosive. So, like I said earlier, non-elemental, freeze, freeze, freeze. Anything over here is either non-elemental, freeze, or shock. So, yeah, we don't really need to be using it. Don't use the Hellfire with this build, obviously. That's a stupid idea. I don't know why I even have it in here. But I think it's because I got it out of a... No, I got it out of a slot machine or whatever. But yeah, after that, we're going to go into Cold Money, which is her free skill tree, which is really awesome to use. Start us off here in Avalanche, which dealing cryo damage to an enemy grants you a stack of Avalanche. You may only gain a single Avalanche stack from each enemy. Each stack of Avalanche grants a bonus of cryo and freeze chance. And Avalanche stacks begin to decay after a short time and decay quickly upon dealing incendiary damage or entering fight for your life. So this is really nice to have just because it increases your cryo damage. I don't like to put in any skill points for Bid or Riposte just because I don't think it's that great. And then down here we have Frigid Touch, which is a kill skill. Killing an enemy causes a portion of cryo damage dealt to enemies to be converted into healing for a short time. So that just, helps you stay up and alive and not get down as much. Over here I put 2 out of 5 for Short Summer, which dealing cryo damage to an enemy while Cold as Ice is active grants you a stack of Short Summer. It improves action skill, cooldown rate, and also shield recharge delay for each stack of Short Summer. Stacks begin to decay once Cold as Ice ends, and all stacks are lost upon activating Cold as Ice. So, yeah, you don't really need to put 5 out of 5 in here. That's why I have the other 3 down here. But really what this does is we have it just to increase our action skill cooldown rate, and really 2 is all you need, believe me guys. Upon killing as many enemies as you are, you're going to be getting a lot of action skill cooldown rate stacks with this, so you're pretty much going to be getting your action skill back in a matter of, I'd say, less than 30 seconds after you using it. So that's pretty awesome there. Here we have Winter's Fury, which I don't like to use. Here we have Fragment Rain, which when your Frost Shard attaches to an enemy, it has a chance to spawn ice fragments, which fly towards nearby enemies and deal cryo damage. The first time your Frost Shard attaches to an enemy after being thrown, it will always spawn ice fragments, and it has a 35% chance of doing so. And here we have Polar Vortex, which whenever your Frost Shard attaches to an enemy, it has a chance to create a singularity, pulling in nearby enemies. The first time your Frost Shard attaches to an enemy after being thrown, it will always create a singularity. That one has a 35% chance to proc as well. And here we have Cold Advance, which increases critical hit damage. Additionally, scoring a critical hit while Cold as Ice is active extends its duration. This skill has diminishing returns, so that's pretty cool here. I like to use this along because, like I said, because it increases our critical hit damage. Plus, we're going to be doing a lot of ice damage as well. Then here we have Frostbite, which enemies damaged by your Frost Shard or Ice Fragments are frostbitten, causing them to take increased cryo damage for a few seconds. Additionally, enemy shields are disrupted while frostbitten, increasing cryo damage dealt to shielded enemies even further. So this is a really good skill to have as well, and that's why I have the action skill. That's why I have this thing on here, so that way it increases it by 9 instead of just 5. And then here we have Whiteout, which while Cold as Ice is active, you take decreased damage from enemies. So I know it's worded there funny. It says while it's active, enemies near you deal decreased damage. What that really means is that nearby enemies do less damage to you. So yeah, that's really nice to have, especially if they're coming towards you. If they're like psychos, they come towards you and they like to melee you. They're going to be either taking a bunch of Nova or Spike damage from your shield, as long as, and then same thing with Whiteout, you're not going to be doing as much damage, or they're not going to be getting you're not going to be taking as much damage, basically, because of this skill here. And then here we also have Winter Tide, which is a kill skill. Killing an enemy causes all of your non-cryo guns to deal cryo damage along with their usual element type, and causes cryo guns to deal even more cryo damage. So you get an additional 25% cryo damage for all your weapons here, and then also the Rustless Flare gets some extra cryo damage, which is pretty helpful as well. So you know, it's not going to really affect, because you're still going to be doing non-elemental damage with this gun mainly. Also, as we go over here, I don't know why I keep fucking up, but anyway, we go over to Markswound, which increases your critical hit damage and aim speed with all gun types. Really nice to have. I don't really put in anything in here because, like I said, this isn't really built around sniper rifles, so I don't put anything in here. Same thing with Warning Shot. Then we go over here to Calling the Herd, which is scoring a critical hit increases gun damage for a few seconds. And here we have Long Range Killer, which your shots deal bonus damage based on your distance to the target. The further away you are from the target, the greater the damage bonus, so that's pretty helpful if you're further away or closer to enemies. And here we have Silver Lining, which killing an enemy with a critical hit adds a bullet to your magazine. Does not work with rocket launchers, so you can't really use it with the Kineta's laser, but you can use this with any other weapon in the game, so that's why I really like this skill. Then also we have a Magic Bullet, which scoring a critical hit with a sniper rifle causes you to regenerate health for a few seconds. The closer you are to the enemy, the more health regenerated. Additionally, scoring a critical hit with a sniper rifle creates a healing nova centered on that enemy, healing nearby allies and granting them a second wind if needed. Healing novas restore more health the further you are from the target, so this is kind of in here just so in case if you want to use the sniper rifle, like I said. I mainly have it in here just so I can get to these other two skills, really. And then I have extra skill points, so might as well. So over here we have I Never Miss, which shooting an enemy with a sniper rifle grants you a stack of I Never Miss critical hits. That would grant a stack of I Never Miss, grant 2 stacks instead of increases sniper rifle critical hit damage for each stack of I Never Miss. All stacks are lost if when you are all stacks are lost if when you fire a sniper rifle and miss. So increases your sniper rifle critical hit damage by 60.3% per stack, and you can get 999 stacks. So that's really awesome there. And then here we have Prudence. I think that's how you say it. After suffering melee damage or having your shield deplete after fully recharging, you gain increased movement speed, reload speed, and gun damage for a short time. So that's really nice to have. Also, we have Wait For It, but I don't put any skill points in here. And basically why I don't is because, like I said earlier, it deals with sniper rifles, and this isn't completely based on sniper rifles, so don't worry about that one. Same thing with Custom Loads. Custom Loads is just based on, getting you extra elemental damage, but we're only based on doing freeze damage, so we don't really need that. And then here we have Large Caliber, which increases gun damage and reload speed, but decreases magazine size. I don't like it just because it decreases magazine size, so I don't really worry about that that much. But yeah, guys, this is the build. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to subscribe for more Borderlands pre-sequel content, and like this video if you enjoyed it. I'm sure you guys, if you would do that for me, that would be awesome. I appreciate all of you guys. Again, thank you guys so much again for helping reach 1,300 subscribers. But yeah, before we get to the outro here, I just want to show you guys how I typically do this. Any normal enemy, like a human here, you shoot him in the chest. It's gonna only give you like 70,000, and then the 4,500 pretty much after that. But then if I reload here and then shoot at this guy in the head, 202k, 210k, 590k. The longer you do this, the more damage you're gonna get. 649k. I'm pretty sure one time I did this and I got like 900k. I'm not even kidding. So definitely try to aim in the head if you're going to be using these. Same thing if you're going to be using this, like 537, 618k. It's pretty awesome. That's why I really like this build. But yeah, guys, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to let the gameplay roll out from here after I do my outro. Like I said earlier, thanks to you guys so much for watching and helping me reach 1,300 subscribers. You guys are awesome. And be sure to like and subscribe for more Borderlands content, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace, guys.